Now, I was very fortunate last week to discover a new form of printmaking and photography called pinhole photography. And I thought I'd get the guys who showed me how to do it on the line to talk a bit about a project that they've got, which is called the Alternative Print Workshop, which is a whole different way of thinking about cameras, photography, and the likes. And I really, if you like spending time in a dark room or developing film or working with old photographic processes, then the thing to do is to get and become part of the Alternative Print Workshop. On the line to tell us a bit more about it, Dennis da Silva, the co-founder of the workshop. Dennis, thank you so much for joining us.
A pleasure. Thanks, Michelle, and to your SAFM listeners.
Dennis, first of all, what is the Alternative Print Workshop?
The Alternative Print Workshop comes from Janis, my partner, and myself, who have been involved in the historic printing processes that go back to the middle of the 18th century. It's been around, and it's been around the world, but it's hidden from South Africa. We were playing and we were printing for ourselves for the past 14 years, and our dream has been to start this workshop where it's a full-time workshop where we can actually teach South Africans more about the historic processes.
So let's talk about some of those historic processes. One of the processes that you teach at the Alternative Print Workshop is the pinhole camera. Now, for someone who may not know anything about photography, explain what the pinhole camera is.
The pinhole camera was one of the first means of capturing an image used many, many years ago. And what we do is we simulate it exactly the same way. So we take a tin, a proper biscuit tin that you can buy in the shop. We let you coat it. You make your own camera. We let you coat the inside black. We let you drill a hole in the tin. We use proper film. We go outside. We expose it. You come inside and you process it and you print it. So you simulate it in exactly the same way they did it 200, 150 years ago.
Now, certainly the photos that you get out of a pinhole camera, they're not those sharp, digitally perfect and crisp photos. They're kind of blurry and mysterious.
Yeah, that's the nice part about it. There's no guarantee of anything, but you can certainly master it, and they've got a beautiful old worldly feel to them. But you certainly can get them sharp. It's just that the exposures are so long, but you can get them sharp, but they just got a really wonderful, beautiful feel to it.
Do you think that anybody who's interested in trying to create a pinhole camera for themselves could do that at home?
Absolutely. What we teach, the whole idea of our alternative process that we teach, they're very simple, they're very cheap, and you can definitely do it at home. Absolutely easy.
So I would go home, I would take a coffee can, I would take the lid off, and then I would paint the inside completely black on the inside of the can.
Correct.
I would make a hole, a very small hole, like a pinhole, as you said, drill it through on one side of the can.
Right.
And then on the inside, on the other side, I would stick the negative film.
Correct. You put the negative film. It's not available at the moment, but there is a positive film, a positive paper that you can actually put into the can, and then you can process and you get almost like a Polaroid, an instant photograph. But at the moment we use film to do that. It's an auto film, so you can do it under red light, so you can go to the hardware store, buy a red light, you can fit it in your light bulb, you can load your film, unload your film, and process your film.
Geez, it's such fun. It's so fantastic.
Fantastic. It's easy, it's simple, it's great fun knowing that, with our digital world today, which we endorse, we're not against it, but there's a mystery to it, that wonderful mystery of what exactly am I going to get? Is it going to be sharp? Is it unsharp? You can't actually even pinpoint what you're going to photograph.
Excuse the pun.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Dennis, the pinhole camera is one of the examples of what is being done at the Alternative Print Workshop. And there are other opportunities as well. There's something called cyanotype. What is cyanotype, and is this, for example, something that school kids could learn about?
The cyanotype is one of the very first processes that was invented in England by Herschel. who was a very good scientist in his time, was very well known as an astrologer, scientist. And what it is, it's very, very simple. It's two chemicals that you mix together that are harmless. Of course, we tell everyone, you're not going to drink bleach, so don't drink the chemical. It's very harmless. It's very simple. You mix the two chemicals together. You take a brush, you coat it on a paper. This is a beautiful part that we bring you back down to making your own things. It's really simple. Paper, mix the emulsion, coat it on the paper, you dry it, and the wonderful part is that you can take it outside and you can put objects on top of it. So you can become a real creator. So you don't need a negative, you don't need a camera. Once you've exposed it to the sun, and the beautiful part of the three colors, it starts off with a sort of a yellowy color, then it goes to a browny green color, then it comes to this most beautiful Prussian blue color. By just washing it in water, nothing else, no chemicals, nothing. Hang it up to dry and you've got a beautiful image.
Okay, Dennis, all these different examples of how one can engage in photography in a different way. I mean, a lot of it's also about the fact that you don't need to arrive at a workshop like this with a camera, etc. You can literally, with cyanotype, you can literally just draw on some screening and then print it in the Prussian blue.
Yes.
And what it talks to is this idea of playing again. Do you think that as adults we don't play enough, and that this might be the space where we can do that?
I definitely think so. I think adults are just, we're so locked. Our world is so fast. It's so busy that we just really don't get time to play anymore. And what we had a group from one of the agencies come, and we were a bit intimidated. That was for the cyanotype one. We were a bit intimidated because they're such great creative people, and they just loved it. They just came back down to basics, coated the emulsions, beautiful brushes. It was just fun. And on top of it, the work that they came out was really creative.
So in fact, that this is a space where people can go in the individual capacity, but you could also go with people from your business as a kind of as an arts-based initiative for them to learn things about each other, for team building, etc.
Absolutely. We state very clearly that the processes are for anybody who wants to come back to basics, wants to come and have some fun. We do it on a Saturday, a Sunday, a Monday, a Tuesday, at night time. Anytime you want. We've had families, we've had groups, we've had people from overseas come on holiday and hear about us and come on it. So it's for anybody.
Is there an age limit?
We think from about 8 years onwards we've had some younger, but they're a bit slow and a bit difficult. But anybody over the age of 8 can handle it, no problem.
And under the age of?
Well, we've had a 72 years old already, and he just loved it.
Fantastic.
There's definitely no age limit. It's absolutely fun. You walk away and you're mentally inspired. That's what's nice.
If people want to know about the Alternative Print Workshop, how do they find out?
The best way is to look at we have a Facebook page, of course, Alternative Print Workshop. We do have a website, and then they can contact me on dennis@printworkshop.co.za or on my cell 082-450-8489, or my partner Janus, that's Janus, @printworkshop.co.za.
Amazing. Dennis da Silva, the co-founder of Alternative Print Workshop. Really, as an adult, as a youngster, as a teen, if you want to have a bit of fun, do something different, why don't you get hold of them and see if you can take the project and run with it. Play all the way. Dennis@printworkshop.co.za.
The Lifestyle Show with Michelle Constant.
Blow your mind.